Hi, I'm Magnus. For some time now I wanted to make a knife, and then I came across this knife and I thought of maybe just stripping the handle and make a nice handle instead. So, knife handle it is.
As always, the package of a product like knives and scissors are hard to get into without a tool. I wonder how I opened the first package of scissors. I started by covering the knife blade with some masking tape to protect it, but it also protected me from cutting myself. Then it was just to peel off the old handle using another knife and some pliers. It actually took some time, and the first layer was rubber and then some kind of plastic underneath. Finally it came loose and I could start with the new handle. Some cleanup is always good, as they say. Then it was time to make some sawdust. I decided to go with Brazilian teak combined with oak. And the design is as common as it is simple. A thin strip of Brazilian teak in between two thicker pieces of oak. For the thin piece I set the fence of the table saw with the help of the knife blade. I wanted these two to be of the same thickness, and later on it will be clear why this is important. I didn't cut all the way through, just enough for the piece that I needed. I then set the blade height to the same thickness of the piece that I wanted, and made a second cut. The front end of the handle was made of metal, which I didn't remove, and this had a bevel that I had to figure out the angle on. Then I could transfer the angle to the miter saw. I started with cutting the centerpiece, and I could then check that the angle was right. Then it was just to cut the other pieces to the same angle. I placed the knife blade on the middle piece and traced around it to figure out where to cut. Then it was just to cut out according to the markings to make room for the knife blade. I made a dry fit to make sure that everything would fit. And since everything seemed to be good, it was time for some glue. First some glue on one side, and then some glue on the other side. I was careful to not get glue in the slot, that would prevent me from assembling the knife blade later on. To make sure I get perfect alignment, especially in the front, I used the knife blade as a guide and added some clamping pressure. When the glue occurred, I could remove the clamps and bring in the sheath of design. My youngest son helped me getting the shape of the handle. He made a design and I cut it out and transferred it to the handle. And then for the rough shaping I helped out by using the bandsaw to get close to the lines. To get the right thickness of the handle, I just freehanded some lines that seemed to give me a nice width. Continue the shaping of the handle with the belt sander, and this kind of sanding is actually really fun. For some parts of the handle it was easier to use the spindle sander to get the shape right. When the handle had got its final shape, it was time to glue in the knife blade, so I started by covering the handle with some masking tape. Then it was just to mix up some epoxy and try to get it into the hole of the handle as well as on the knife blade itself. The day after I could remove the masking tape on the handle and continue with finishing it. I chose to go with mineral oil that I know is food safe, and added several coats. And there we go, a brand new knife. Or at least a handle. But I'm pleased with the result. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit like if you did. And you know what? If you subscribe to the channel, you don't miss out my next video.